Good evening, everyone. Before we begin, please join me in a round of applause for Mrs. Donna Nakin for putting together the senior slideshow. I'd also like to express our appreciation to Brian Grigg, Cardinal Greenidge, Luke Hummel, James Allison, and Steve Salters for their help in making tonight happen. Over the last few weeks, they've had countless setups and have worked incredibly hard to ensure that everything is perfect for each of the various divisional events. Welcome to Upper School Awards Night. Throughout the evening, we will be highlighting the many achievements of upper school students this past year, with a special emphasis on the class of 2023. The senior class is one of the largest to graduate in recent memory, with a diverse set of interests and talents, and I think you will see much evidence of their abilities tonight. The first honorees this evening are those seniors who have earned honors or high honors in their academic courses for the year. Honors is a designation for students who earn no final grade lower than a B. High honors denotes those who have earned final grades of all A's. Will the following members of the class of 2023 who have achieved the honor roll please stand when I call their names? Let's hold our applause until the end. Chapman Atkins. Ben Baris, please stand. Ben Baris. Ryan Bopp. Hugh Converse. Will Cothran. Irina Nwika. Azra Erbatu. Carly Garrity. Ella Genoble. Anderson Gosnell. Houston Johnson. Sarah Madani. Case Norris. Nick Raffo, Lizzie Rogers, Kate Schwendeman, Charlie Smith, Ebby Stilley, Theo Stramecki, Drew Summers, Reed Thomas, Timothy Willis, and Cameron Wilson. Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated. The following seniors have earned high honor roll for the year. Would these students please stand when I call your names, and we will again hold our applause to the end. Nani Awan, Maddie Becker, Josh Child, Alex Cothran, Olivia Cothran, Vivian Gilman, Caroline Hedges, Grace Hetrick, Isabel Johnson, Emily Ledford, Roman Benito, Harper Pearson, Sam Phillips, Will Pinkley, Zachary Rawlinson, Cam Shrivastava, Virginia Thomas, Caleb Zhao. It now gives me great pleasure to call up Nani Awan and Will Pinkley to make the next presentation.
The Graduates Award was established in 2005 to honor those who are often in the background, those who quietly and graciously help us move forward. The recipient of this award goes to someone who has made a difference in the lives of the seniors through their selfless and patient effort, demonstrated supportive goodwill towards the senior class, and unselfishly and cheerfully helped us move from seniors to graduates. In presenting this award, we would like to tell you all a piece of our story. One day, the recipient of this award sat me down and handed me an anecdote detailing their grandmother's impact on their life. With this piece of paper came the word, "your turn." For a long time, I questioned who or what I should write about, but the answer was sitting directly in front of me. Walking into the first day of classes junior year, I vastly underestimated the extent of knowledge which she would bestow upon me within 2 short years. She taught me patience when I was ready to rip my hair out attempting to comprehend L'Hopital's rule, Taylor polynomials, or the dreaded polar plane. She taught me the importance of community with her continual appearance at every athletic, service, and student event, and even her participation in painting her nails to match the math team. She taught me the importance of exploration by facilitating a cultural exchange with students in Italy and by challenging her students to compete in the annual Clemson Calculus Challenge. I'm happy to report no one walked away with a negative score this year. She taught me resilience with her unwavering optimism, incredible wisdom, and ability to take any hardship in stride and transform it into a beautiful learning opportunity. Most importantly, she taught me to enjoy life in all its little moments. Whether it is Pi Day parties, discussions of dogs doing calculus, or physically acting out Zeno's dichotomy paradox, there's never been a dull moment. And I'll move on to Will's little short anecdote for her.
So I know throughout the year, y'all have become quite familiar with this person's resume, but I figured instead of giving you a once-over, I would just tell you a personal story about how she impacted my life. Growing up, I knew a very different Miss Toby than the school has. Math teacher was not something that came to mind when describing her. The Grandma Joan I grew up with had me split firewood with her, do yard work with her, and garden with her. She was a tough Italian woman who could sew and told us stories of biking in Tanzania and giving back to the community. Admittedly, it was an embarrassingly long time before I even knew she taught math. She taught me many things in life, none of which involved the classroom. Fast forward to my rising junior year, and in order to be allowed into AP Calculus AB, I had to attend a number of tutorials with Joan over the summer. And knowing Joan, she wanted to start bright and early. Every teenager's dream, right? One day in particular, I was not feeling like trig identities, and my face must have shown it. Instead of jumping right in like normal, she told me about how she volunteered helping adults get their GEDs. She would teach people 50 years old how to use times tables. She went on to tell me the privilege that it was to be educated. For one reason or another, this resonated with me deeply. I came to view my education not as a chore, but as an opportunity. And switching this mindset made me realize I was capable of much more in my education. And I should be grateful and take these opportunities at hand because I was so lucky to be afforded them. 2 years later, I'm proud to say that I passed BC Calculus, and I intend to use my privilege to help others in college, tutoring other students and showing them what they are capable of, as she has shown for me.
We are one of hundreds she has had such a monumental impact on in her 37 years at the day school as an educator, coach, leader, and more. Her mentorship has stretched far beyond the walls of the day school, and I'm certain that as we prepare to venture into a new chapter of our lives tomorrow, Miss Toby, better known as Grandmama Tobes, will be the face we remember for years to come, whether we are seeking strength, guidance, or simply a good laugh. Miss Toby, you are a piece of our story, and we promise to carry your legacy into the world as the refined graduates you have forged. Thank you.
Could you hear us better if we hold the mic? Does that sound better? Yeah. Okay, we'll try that. Each year, the National Merit Scholarship Corporation conducts a competition to identify the top student scholars in the country. The competition uses the PSAT scores from the junior year as a measuring tool. Among all students who entered the 2023 National Merit Scholarship Program, only about 16,000 were named semifinalists. We had 5 seniors named semifinalists. Would Irina Enwika, Houston Johnson, Cam Shrivastava, Cameron Wilson, and Caleb Chow please stand to be recognized? Now for a few college-related statistics. This year's graduating class of 50 submitted 325 applications to 154 different colleges and universities, representing 28 states, the District of Columbia, Canada, and the UK. They leave us to pursue their dreams at 33 colleges in 19 states, plus Scotland. 4 members of the class will go on to play collegiate sports, while others plan to pursue their academic passions, art, or music. The combined total of these scholarships and grants exceeds $13 million over a 4-year period. Seniors, we wish you every success and so much love and happiness as you take these exciting next steps. And I promised I wouldn't do this, but it's really hard. Please join me in giving this class of 2023 another round of applause. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Susan Owens to the podium to present the Altrusa Award.
At the beginning of this year, these ladies that were members of ASTRA for the 3 years previous joined Interact. But Altrusa International of Spartanburg wanted to continue one final year to present one student a scholarship. The 2023 Altrusa Club Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 for the 2023-2024 academic school year is Evie Stilley. It is their hope that with your experience with Astra, that you will lead a lifetime of volunteering in your community, and they wish you a successful college career, and know that you will have many rewarding experiences ahead.
Each year, the Daughters of the American Revolution sponsor an award that recognizes exemplary citizenship and community involvement and honors dependability, service, and leadership. This year's winner is a quiet but level-headed leader in the school community. She is a regular honor roll student, a talented artist, and an active member of ASTRA and SGA. More importantly, she is honest, conscientious, works hard in everything she does, and genuinely cares about others. And she is truly never without a smile or a kind word for others. Notre Dame is very lucky to welcome her to their campus. Would Emily Ledford please come forward? Each year, the American Legion recognizes students who have exhibited courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service to the community. This year's winners have been instrumental in the success of various aspects of school life. Leaders by deed and action, these students stepped into leadership roles within Interact, serving as co-presidents and immersing themselves in community service. They have proven themselves to be ambassadors for the day school at Rotary meetings and by being committed to our school community through academics, athletics, and band. I'm proud to present the American Legion distinctions to Nick Raffo and Drew Summers. We are fortunate to have 9 students who have been invited to attend the week-long Boys State and Girls State summer programs this year. These are selective, immersive programs in which students learn about citizenship and our system of government. Many of our alumni from these programs have described them as nothing less than life-changing. Would Mary Hannah Willoughby, Savannah Jane Peeler, Lily Ruth Hyde, Andre Nguyen, Gibson Graves, Mills Bullington, Copeland Foster, Thomas Owens, and Will Stone please stand to be recognized? Next, I would like to invite Doug Baker, Spartanburg County Blue and Gold Officer, representing the Admissions Office of the United States Naval Academy, to the stage for the next presentation.
Thank you.
So I understand there's a shot clock, so I'll keep this brief. So good evening. Thank you for the invitation to participate in this event. It's a fantastic idea. We're here to celebrate these young people and their families as they transition from one exciting phase to the next. As stated, I am here on behalf of the Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy to congratulate Will Cothran on his acceptance of an appointment and entrance into the class of 2027 this coming July. Will, if you come on up. I'm going to brag on you a little bit. So founded in 1845, the United States Naval Academy's mission is to develop midshipmen, think young leaders, morally, mentally, and physically, and to imbue them with the highest ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty, so we graduate future leaders for our naval service and for the United States. These are our protectors. Competition for an appointment to the United States Naval Academy is really high. 16,500 applicants vie for just 1,000 spots. Entrants come from all 50 states. They represent the best and the brightest. 95% represent varsity athletes. 90% of the applicants are leaders within local community service organizations or at their school. An appointment to the United States Naval Academy is equivalent to a full 4-year scholarship, including tuition, room, and board. The monetary value is high. The experience for Will be priceless. Upon graduation, it's Will's current goal to enter military service as an aviator in the United States Marine Corps. Think Top Gun, but as a U.S. Marine. The community should be very proud of Will's achievements. And again, on behalf of the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis, it's my pleasure to congratulate you and welcome Will to the Naval Academy's class of 2027.
Will, hold on. Thank you. Okay?
Right.
Thank you.
For the next presentation, I would like to invite Senior Cam Shrivastava to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I've been fortunate enough to receive 2 national awards this year, the Coca-Cola Scholarship and the U.S. Presidential Scholarship, that have asked recipients to recognize educators who have made a big impact in our lives. There are 2 teachers I would like to recognize tonight for their support of me as a whole person. I know tonight is mostly about celebrating students, but as a Coke Scholar, I want to recognize someone who has worked tirelessly on our seniors' behalf. For me, it is a privilege to recognize Ms. Wesneski as my educator of distinction. She sees students for who they truly are is perceptive, and provides individualized support tailored to each student's personality. I personally could not have survived this year without her gentle nudges and unwavering advocacy. So Ms. Wisniewski, please come forward to accept a small token of my appreciation. Next, as a presidential scholar, I would like to recognize Mrs. Greer as my distinguished teacher. Mrs. Greer, the way you approach teaching makes it obvious that teaching for you is a passion first and foremost, and I aspire to approach my career with as much dedication and patience as you do. I know you will continue to inspire other students as you've inspired me, and I cannot thank you adequately for being a role model for me. For this, I honor you as my 2023 U.S. Presidential Scholars Distinguished Teacher. Please come forward to accept this award.
Next, we'll invite Anne Marie Wisniewski back to the podium as we now turn our attention to the juniors for a few moments with the presentation of the Junior Book Awards.
The University of Pennsylvania Association of Alumni Book Award is presented to a junior enrolled in the most rigorous academic program available and ranked approximately in the top 5% of the class. The winner must also be a student leader, demonstrate high personal and academic integrity, and be highly respected by faculty and peers. This year's honoree possesses an insatiable desire to learn. She finds joy in mulling over what is discussed in her classes, then forming further questions to answer or finding ways to apply her classroom learning to real-world situations. She contributes to an array of school clubs like Ethics Bowl and YIG, but her greatest passion is writing. She shares her talents as a staff member of our school's publications, writes for an online platform regularly in her own time, and though she is just 17, has already published a book of her poetry. Though she could not be here tonight to accept her award in person, I'd like to recognize Rose Harmon as the recipient of this year's Penn Book Award. The Jefferson Book Award was established by the University of Virginia to honor a junior who is an exceptionally talented scholar, leader, and citizen. The award was established to recognize outstanding high school juniors who embrace creativity and innovation and embody the spirit of discovery, much like the university's founder, Thomas Jefferson. The student must be a demonstrated citizen leader who works to improve their community locally or globally. This year, we present the award to a high honor roll student who readily adapts to any academic or personal challenge faced. He sees these challenges as opportunities and possesses a positive attitude in all he does. As a reliable leader in multiple school activities and as a summer camp counselor, he demonstrates compassion, loyalty, and approachability to everyone with whom he interacts. And he can always be counted on to create a fun, inclusive atmosphere. Would Jake Gramling please come forward to accept this award?
The Vanderbilt Book Award is presented to a rising senior who has distinguished themselves through their leadership ability and demonstrated by their ability or potential ability to make a difference in their community, taking into consideration academic achievement and extracurricular activities. The text is a copy of All the King's Men by Pulitzer Prize-winning author and Vanderbilt graduate Robert Penn Warren. This year's recipient is a young woman who finds an admirable balance between academics and giving back to her community. She is a high honor roll student who shows a strong command of all subject areas. Even more telling of her work ethic and determination are her efforts outside of the classroom to improve the lives of others. She's a true leader in so many areas: SGA, Interact, she's a valued member of both tennis and soccer teams, and she's also extremely dedicated to the children of Spartanburg Day School and has worked for Camp Griffin since the 9th grade. Her love for her school is seen everywhere, from decorating for Hall Night and homecoming to cheering on Griffins at pretty much every athletic event. It is obvious that the upper school will be in fabulous hands next year as she becomes president of the student body. Would this year's winner of the Vanderbilt Book Award, Tressa Green, please come forward to receive her award. The Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Medal celebrates outstanding achievement in the study of mathematics and science. The selected student must be a high school junior, excel in advanced math and science courses, demonstrate potential for success in a challenging academic setting, and exhibit significant involvement in extracurricular activities. If the recipient of the medal applies to RPI and is admitted and enrolls, that student will receive a merit scholarship of $100,000 guaranteed for 4 years. This year's recipient is a young man who is new to the Spartanburg Day School community and is already leaving his mark. He's a valued member of the Spartanburg Day School and YSSC swim teams and is also a founding member of the SDS Robotics Club. He also chose to spend his special studies week with Mrs. Greer learning more about one of his favorite subjects, chemistry. And although he is not in attendance this evening, could we please give a round of applause for the recipient of the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Medal, Artyom Budrovic.
For the next presentation, I would like to invite Maddie Becker and Virginia Thomas to the podium.
The recipient of the Jennifer Shaper Award is chosen annually by the senior class and given to a person who dedicated their time and energy to supporting the class and aiding us in success.
The award is a print by Jennifer Shaper, a 1997 graduate of Spartanburg Day School who suffered an untimely death during her freshman year of college. This award is not only for the remembrance of Jennifer, but also to honor her legacy.
This year's recipient not only continually baked us homemade sweets, but also renovated the entire senior lounge, which is a space where seniors can study, relax, unwind, and socialize with their classmates. The generous upgrades that this recipient bestowed to our class produced an even more special environment for the senior class during the school year. During the holiday season, she also brought our class decorations to make the lounge more festive, as well as provided us with a multitude of K-Cups to keep us caffeinated throughout the year.
We cannot thank this person enough for all the things she has done for us, which is why we are honored to present the Spartanburg Day School Jennifer Shaper Award to Dr. Sarah Owan.
You all can't see, this is about to fall apart, so being really careful. Okay. Next, we'll ask Will Straight to come to the podium to present the Reese Wilkes Reader Award. Just keeps coming off.
Hi guys. The Reese Wilkes Passionate Reader Award, it's given to a student in each of the 3 divisions who exhibits a true love of the written word and delights in sharing it with others. It's named after our former librarian, Reese Wilkes, who at this point, I don't think any of you had the pleasure of knowing. I think you guys have been with me the whole time and stuck with me. But she does check in with me to see how the library and I are holding up. So as someone who's been around since you started school, and one of the few people who's seen you from squirmy preschoolers to slightly less squirmy seniors, I want to say a few words about this class. You guys have been a delight. I try really hard not to have favorite classes because it's not fair to the people who come behind you. But I just want to say I hold you guys in really high esteem. I have fond memories of your careers, your humor, your positivity, your witticisms, and the close bonds that you share with each other. It's been really a privilege to have it been even a small part of your educational experience. Now, to the award. Now this student, our times at the day school kind of have overlapped. Now the key word with this award this year is the passionate part. And I think I can fairly say that this person has been passionate about pretty much anything they have attempted. And this of course extends to reading. They've always been passionate about the books they liked and the ones that they did not like. Now, I remember most of this as a positive. I remember how in lower school, we bonded over our shared love for the Brixton Brothers books, a series that had such a nice balance of excitement and silliness. In middle school, the student really took her reading to the next level and she became a true fangirl of Agatha Christie, chiding me on multiple occasions for the dearth of her books that we had in our library. And she was aghast when I told her that I had actually never read an Agatha Christie book and told me I had to read one immediately. In the upper school, even though her time for reading has been squeezed a bit by her schoolwork and her many extracurriculars, she's always planning what she's going to read next. She'll talk to me about what she's planning to read and what she wants to read, even sometimes dating to ask my opinion, which I appreciate. Part of this award is rewarding her for that passion, but I also kind of mean it as a little bit of a nudge because I can't wait to see what she's going to read in the future, and I can't wait to hear what her takes are. I really can't. She has always fascinating takes on what she reads. It's been a delight to see her go from the bouncy kid who danced through entire band concerts to the thespian and intellectual force she has become. Azra, you are the Reese Wilkes Passionate Reader for 2023. Also, I've got a little confession to make. She made me promise to read an Agatha Christie book, and I admit I haven't actually done that. So I just want to renew my vow to do that. I'll do that this summer, and you just have to tell me which one I should read, and I'll do it. Oh, we gotta do a picture.
And now we'll ask Joy Couch to present the Dent Athletic Awards.
Before I present the Dent Athletic Awards, I would like to honor someone else tonight. At Spartanburg Day School, every student beginning in the 7th grade must participate in a sport every year. Many students participate in multiple sports throughout their time here. Balancing academic rigor, community involvement, and playing more than one sport can be trying. Participating in 12 sports during your upper school career is a monumental task. Accomplishing this deserves to be honored. Today, I'm honored to recognize Vivian Gilman. Vivian ran cross country and track and was an all-state swimmer throughout her entire upper school career, all while being an officer in both jazz and concert band, in the Astra Club, on the Honor Council, and student government. Vivian is a high honor roll student, an AP scholar, a National Honor Scholar, and a member of the Cum Laude Society. Vivian, who will attend Princeton University in the fall. Thank you, Vivian, for your commitment to Griffin Athletics and Spartanburg Day School. Please come forward. Tonight, I'm honored to present the Dent Athletic Awards, which are presented to a male and female athlete of the senior class who have the highest level of participation, enthusiasm, discipline, loyalty, sacrifice, ability, and achievement. I'm honored to present the 2023 Dent Athletic Award to a student who reached a dream she's had for many years. This winter, we celebrated with her as she signed a national letter of intent to swim at UCLA in the fall. This student athlete has been an integral part of Griffin's swimming success for 7 years and qualified for our state team every year, helping our team win the SCISA state championship 5 of those years. Individually, she's been crowned state champion more than 10 times and holds 10 team records. Her long list of accolades will surely make her one of the best Griffin athletes of all time. Away from school, she is ranked South Carolina's #1 swimmer in the class of 2023. Her successes are not limited to the pool. She's a published author with the book Chrysalis and a well-rounded student who's known for her hard work and dedication in the classroom. Cameron Wilson, please come forward and receive the 2023 Dent Athletic Award. This year, we have 2 recipients for the Male Dent Athletic Award. The first came to the day school as a 4-year-old. He was a leader on 2 state championship teams while playing at Spartanburg Day School. He was recognized as an all-region golfer as a sophomore and a junior, where he led the Griffins to a state championship in the spring of 2022. As early as his 6th grade year, he participated in Griffin basketball teams, playing on the varsity team from the 9th grade through his senior year. Away from athletics, he's volunteered at the soup kitchen and with the local city council. He was a member of the Interact Club and participated in the BMW driving school. In the fall, he will attend Wofford College. It's my pleasure to present to Hugh Converse the Dent Athletic Award. Tonight, I also honor a student who has participated in cross-country and track all through upper school, serving his teams as captain during his junior and senior years. He's an all-region and an all-state runner and the 1,600-meter state champion. He holds 5 school records. Away from track in our community, he founded Equity Starts from the Heart, received the Princeton University Prize in Race Relations Certificate of Accomplishment, was named a Coolidge Senator from the Coolidge Foundation, and is the national winner of the Heisman High School Scholarship. On our campus, he's a member of student government, currently serving as the student body president. He participated in South Carolina Youth in Government, was published in the Students' Griffin Literary Magazine, and served as the editor of The Talent. He was a co-leader in the Envirothon team and competed on the Clemson calculus team. There's hardly an area of Spartanburg Day School that has not been touched by Cam Srivastava. Tonight, it's an honor to present to you the Dent Athletic Award.
The departmental awards are given by members of the SDS faculty and honor those students who have achieved extraordinary success in specific subject areas. Mrs. Reinhardt will present the first award.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the entire class of 2023. I know y'all are going to go wonderful places and do incredible things, but remember to come back and visit us from time to time. I taught a group of 5 AP Latin students this year who translated, discussed, scanned poetry, picked apart all of Virgil's literary devices, and admired Caesar's ability to manipulate people into doing exactly what he wanted. Since there were only 5 of you, I'm going to say something to each of you. Josh, you were generally the quietest of the group, but at the end of this year, you came alive. And all of a sudden, you were the first to identify any unneeded character, place, event, speech, etc. Being your teacher and your advisor for the last 4 years has been a delight, and I'll miss you. Anderson. In the last 4 years, I've noticed how observant you can be. You were the first to find any flaw or loophole or wiggle room in any of my questions, and you always pointed it out to me. You made me write better questions and think through what I really wanted to ask. Thank you. Vivian. You are our vocabulary and grammar database. As much as I fussed at the 5 of y'all about learning your vocabulary, you were the one who took it to heart. Thank you for your consistency and your diligence. Lizzie and Caroline. All the way back in 5th grade, you were in my advisory. Remember that? No. Lizzie, your unique perspectives on the characters and events that we read about will stick with me for a long time, especially exactly how salty Juno was and how sus Caesar was. Thank you for making the characters more real to me. I appreciate it. Caroline, you were the organizer of the group. You made sure I had everything always uploaded to Google Classroom. If it wasn't there, you told me about it. I stayed on track because of you, and I'm sure your classmates appreciate it as well. Thank you. As I considered to whom the Latin Awards should be awarded, one student did stick out in my mind. Someone who asked questions, who came to class every day with a smile, ready to push through any challenge that the Latin presented. A wonderful Latin student, and a young lady with a bright future. The Latin Award goes to Vivian Gilman.
Okay, can you hear me at the top? The French Award will not be the most suspenseful announcement of the evening, since I only had 1 student in my advanced placement course this year. Lack of competition does not make its recipient any less worthy, nor his accomplishments any less impressive, however. Actually, to say that Andre Nguyen lacked competition this year is not entirely true. He and his older sister enjoy a healthy sibling rivalry, which probably helped him stay motivated in times when work in his 5 AP courses increased and the number of hours he slept each night got shorter and shorter. What did Kareen make on the subjunctive test? Did you make the AP course harder for me than you did for Kareen? Did Kareen speak as much French in class as I do? The answer to those questions, by the way, are, I don't remember. No, I did not. And yeah, she did. Students take AP courses for many reasons, and I know that a potential sibling victory was not Andre's only motivation for doing independent summer work and taking a placement exam in August in order to skip French 4 and take AP French all by himself. As his former classmates wondered, who would do that? An extremely gifted language student who is also teaching himself Vietnamese in his spare time would do that.
Is it on?
Can I continue that?
A student who seems to thrive the more difficult the work becomes would do that. A student honoring his cultural heritage on his father's side would do that. The recipient of the Jack Bray French Award, Andre Nguyen, would do that. Congratulations, Andre, and thank you for a great year.
I'm shocked.
I'm glad that the microphone now is working. Okay, so I had something written, but as I was rehearsing my speech, it was so boring, and not that it's gonna be better, but I'm just gonna speak from my heart. And tonight, I'm very honored to recognize Emily Ledford and Virginia Thomas. They will receive the Spanish Award because they are wonderful. They have been amazing students in the classroom, and outside the classroom, I feel like we have become close friends. These two young women are very talented, and they have made me work this year. They are passionate about Spanish. They are talented with the language, and I just hope that you continue studying Spanish, because Spanish will only open doors for you, and it will bring you amazing experiences. So don't forget to just continue, and don't forget to come and visit me, because I'm gonna miss you so much. We need to continue our conversations, and I just love you. So please come and receive your award.
Yeah, but the part.
Yeah.
All right. The Finkelstein Physics Award is given to a student or students that demonstrate passion and talent for college-level physics. Can you hear me, Isabel? Thank you. This year's senior class actually sets a new record with over a quarter of them taking AP Physics. Not only that, but 6 of you decided to punish yourself even more and take a second year of AP Physics. I'm not sure why, but I would like to give out a special shout out to those who put up with me for 3 years. Vivian, Will Cothran, Houston, Caleb, Cam, and Roman. thank you for giving me the chance to teach you, learn from you, and most importantly, to get to know you guys. I will miss you. One of the most important questions uttered by students, in my class at least, is the phrase, how will I use this in life? Most of the time, you guys are just saying it out of frustration. Let's face it, if you're a teenager sitting in a room, some old guys up at the front talking to you about the rotational inertia of a wheel, you're going to look for some reason to digress, okay? But let me go ahead and answer this question for you. The truth is, you will not use most of the things you learn in high school. Shocker, right, Harry? Yes. But the point is, that's not what high school is for. Here's what I can guarantee you. If you're going to be successful, you will need to make decisions regarding things that you do not know about. You will have to learn things before you make that decision. This is the point of high school. You are here to learn how to learn about things you probably don't want to learn about. Okay? I mention this because I believe the winners of this year's award, they figured this out early on, and it has been a big part of their success. Every new topic became a chance for them to practice this life skill, and they got really good at it. They understood that the process of figuring things out is way more important than having things figured out. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the winners of this year's Finkelstein Physics Award, Caleb Zhao and Cam Srivastava.
Hi, I would like to start by congratulating the senior class of 2023. As you will hear many times over the next 2 days, this is an exceptional class that excels in academics, athletics, and the arts. More importantly, it is made up of truly outstanding individuals who hold a special place in my heart. Every year, I have a difficult time picking one student for the chemistry award, and this year was no exception. I loved this year's AP chemistry class, even the one or two students that occasionally made me want to pull my hair out. This class had 3 standout high-achieving students separated by only 1 point in their final average. Luckily for me, only 1 student had the highest average. If you ask other students about this student, they will say, that student is really smart. The subtext being, please don't compare me to that student. What other students do not realize is that this student, in addition to being very intelligent, also puts in a great deal of effort. This student prepares, utilizes resources to aid his understanding, and comes to tutorials with specific questions. This student makes my job easy, honestly. It has been a joy to teach him over the past 2 years. This year's chemistry award goes to Andre Nguyen.
One of the educational psychologists whose work I enjoy reading most is Howard Gardner. He's the guy who popularized the idea of multiple intelligences, the idea that there isn't a single way to measure human intelligence. Gardner's theory recognizes 10 different intelligences, ranging from musical intelligence to moral intelligence.
Now, I'm not usually one to quibble with a Harvard psychologist, but I think Gardner may have missed one, namely molecular intelligence. As a biology teacher, I believe that some rare students have an innate ability to understand the biological world at a molecular level. They intuitively get biology at its most fundamental state and then put everything together to see the big picture of how a biological system works. This year, I'm presenting the Biology Award to two students who I believe possess this type of molecular intelligence. They are serious thinkers who want to understand the how and the why of the biological world. They have challenged me several times this year to dig deeper. Both of these students plan to continue their science education, one in pre-medicine at Yale and one in biochemistry at Illinois Tech. And I cannot wait to see where this leads them, because the world needs great thinkers like these two. Thus, it is my pleasure to present the 2023 Biology Award to Nani Awan and Case Norris. The Palmer Science Award was established over 40 years ago by Lou Palmer, a former Spartanburg Day School English teacher, to honor his wife Claire, who died from a brain tumor in 1976. Mrs. Palmer was very active in the fledgling environmental movement of the 1960s. She was a member of the Sierra Club and the Wilderness Society and testified before Congress in 1968 in support of the Clean Water Act. While I did not have the privilege of knowing Claire Palmer, each year I have the opportunity to present this award to a student who shares her passion for environmental science. Not only did this year's recipient end the year with a 100 average in AP Environmental Science, a first since I've been teaching environmental science, for 2 consecutive years he has been a leader on our Envirothon team, where he has devoted countless hours to learning various topics in ecology and preparing his team's oral presentation for the annual competition. He will serve as our team captain this summer when 5 incredible students from Spartanburg Day School represent the state of South Carolina in Canada at the North American Envirothon. This young man is an amazing student, an energetic leader, and an articulate advocate for environmental responsibility. Thus, it is my pleasure to present the 2023 Claire Palmer Science Award to Caleb Zhao. I am both happy and proud to present the Theater Award to a senior who has always brought enthusiasm and excitement to every scene and topic we have gone over in class. She took a leap into theater a few years ago, though I was not here at her start. I've been told how much she's grown over her years in the program. I'm a crier, I'm sorry. Through every improv assignment, she was one of the first to jump up and never be afraid to join in. Her creativity and encouragement of others is never ending. Wow, why am I like this? Lillian, I have loved watching you grow this year as an actor and a stage manager, and I wish you nothing but broken legs in the future endeavors. You can't get theater people on stage.
2023 Carolyn Worth Musical Award. I'll try that again. The 2023 Carolyn Worth Music Award. It's harder than it seems. This year's Carolyn Worth Music Award recipient has spent unknown hours honing their musical skills. They've worked hard in the classroom, but the hours outside of the classroom are the ones that truly count. So what happens when you work countless hours as a musician? Being named to the South Carolina All-State Jazz Band in your junior and senior years, successfully completing auditions for colleges, with the Berklee School of Music being on that list, learning to play several instruments proficiently, and taking the AP Music Theory class. All this while anchoring an award-winning school jazz band are just a few of the accolades that the student has collected. But there is one more accolade that probably carries the most weight of all. In the middle of this year, as the fifth graders were preparing to review some theory at the whiteboard, Harper Pearson had arrived. He had made it part of his routine to come down and mentor some of the younger musicians during his study hall. Harper's name had been on the board for some event, and I asked if the fifth graders remembered his name and pointed at the board at the same time to make it easy for them. What happened next is now part of the lore of the SDS band. The only other thing on the board at that time was a row of quarter notes. So one child, in great confidence, yelled out, "Shoes!" Yes, shoes. We were all perplexed. Did it not say Harper on the board? It turns out that a row of quarter notes looks like legs with shoes to the fifth grade mind. With great love for their mentor, this name stuck. If Harper now passes through any group of middle schoolers that has fifth grade students interspersed, you will always hear the name Shoes emerge from the crowd. So Harper's finest achievement this year was not All-State Jazz or incredible college auditions, but earning the love and admiration of a whole grade of students that appreciated his help and presence in their classroom. Receiving the Carolyn Worth Music Award for 2023 is Harper Shoes Pearson.
Seniors. Succeeding at the study of English language and literature means becoming a better reader, writer, and thinker. This year's recipient of the Donnelly English Award has done all three. Often these award-winning students are big talkers, leaders in class discussion who demonstrate their skills every day. But this year's winner isn't much of a big talker. But when they do talk, well, several times this year, I had to just stop class and take a minute to think about how I'd just been gifted a new way to see a text that I've been studying for most of my life. And as for their writing, well, Ms. Shepard wanted to say something, so I'm just going to quote her. So imagine this in her voice. His writing for women's literature was a reflection of his growth as a reader and writer, his argumentative skills from AP Lang, his analytical skills from AP Lit, his interest in equity, and the lyrical syntax I have come to love. He is known for these long sentences that gracefully link together ideas. They're not difficult to read. Rather, they carry us along a delightful, complex thought process. I'm going to miss that voice and insight. And I will too. This year's Donnelly English Award is presented to Sam Phillips.
Dexter Davison, for whom this award is named, was a teacher at SDS for many years. He encouraged scholarship, curiosity, perseverance, and the love of pushing your limits towards the discovery of mathematics and science. He did this in the very best possible way by doing all these things himself. Each year, we seek to honor a student who, in his mathematics adventures at SDS, best exemplifies these characteristics. And so it falls to the mathematics faculty to select from among many talented and scholarly mathematicians the one who stands apart in these ways. This is extremely difficult, so there are two of them. Our first honoree this year is one of the most determined students of mathematics whom we have known. He decided as an 8th grader that he would take every math class the upper school had to offer, and he has. It hasn't always been easy. In calculus class, those times when he would suddenly sit up straighter and furrow his brow, I knew this was going to be a tough topic and would need some work. No problem, he plowed through all of it. In financial algebra, he discovered his love of finance, the stock market, and all things focused on business. His original project for that class was a business that created and sold embroidered clothing. This must have lit a spark, because shortly after that, he taught himself to sew and made himself a tailored shirt, cuffs, collar, buttonholes, the whole deal. After a class in photography, he decided to build a camera from scratch, using the makerspace at school. Later, intrigued by the workings of the 3D printer, he built, using that same printer for parts, a device for carving things out of wood or other materials. So this is a student that lives out the ideal we hope to create, and which Mr. Davison would love to encourage and to talk to him about. That goal of ours, the planting of a seed, which a student could take into new and uncharted territories, that's the best outcome that we can hope for. So I'm sure Mr. Davison would agree with this year's award given to Will Pinkley.
As Joan mentioned, the Davison Award is about pushing your limits toward the discovery of math and demonstrating curiosity about the subject. Tonight, we are honoring a student who asked the questions and committed themselves to finding the answers from all of us in the math department. As educators, we want to equip students with mathematical knowledge and skills. Still, the intrinsic goal is to help students foster a culture of inquiry and develop their logical reasoning and problem-solving skills. When we witness this development, we know the student is prepared for the challenges of our rapidly changing world, where the innovative ideas and critical thinking hold the key to success. The curiosity that leads to an inquiry is what the math department has all observed with this student. It did not matter that Mr. Erickson did not teach him. He would still go in after school and ask about an obscure topic in math. He would go to Dr. Duncan for AP Calculus when Miss Toby was away from school. And in AP Statistics, when he needed help, he would spend the time with me. Instead of asking if something was right, he would use my suggestion as to where to find the answer. It is not luck that has gotten Roman so far. It is his hard work and curiosity. He has used his resources to find the answers to his questions, worked hard for his accomplishments in both AP Calculus and AP Statistics, and we know he deserves to be named the 2023 Davison Math Award recipient.
The AP United States Government and Politics Award goes to two individuals that are exceptional students. They've already been mentioned earlier this evening. Both tied for the highest average in the class. However, both of these young men are also civically engaged in their community and difference makers. Thomas Jefferson wrote about the importance of civic literacy and responsibility, stating, quote, "Whenever the people are well informed, they can be trusted with their own government." The Republic is in good hands with this year's winners, Caleb and Cam.
The Mike Johnson History Award honors Mr. Michael R. Johnson, history teacher, headmaster, and humble servant extraordinaire. Mike was an avid student and teacher of history and used the lessons he learned from the past to lead a passionate and informed life in the present. The Johnson History Award is traditionally presented to a senior who has demonstrated a passion and love for history throughout their time in the upper school. This year, I am honored to present this award to a senior who has not only exhausted our history program, they have absolutely crushed it. I have had the honor of teaching this student 3 times over the course of these past 4 years. When I watched them walk into my classroom freshman year, I knew that they were not here to mess around. It was immediately apparent that they were not only knowledgeable, they were here to learn everything they could about history, politics, and current events. And they did. One of the traits that I truly love about this young man is how curious he is. He asks questions, he challenges you, he wants to learn so that he can apply it to what he's already mastered. He weaves connections between his classes, the curriculum, and what he has studied on his own time. It is for all of these reasons that we, the history department, have selected Theo Stremecki as this year's Johnson History Award recipient. I have one more. Each year, the Ergel History Award is presented to a student in honor of Colonel Theodore Bramlett Ergel. Colonel Ergel was a World War II veteran and a history teacher at the Spartanburg Day School from 1964 to 1985. The student that is chosen to receive this award is one who excels throughout their time in AP US history and also best exemplifies what it means to be a historian. The recipient of the Ergel History Award this year might just love history more than I do. Although their love is not just for any history, it is specifically for US history. There is nothing in the world quite like seeing a young person embrace a topic of study. This young woman not only has a passion for history, she has a knack for it. I have enjoyed watching her excel as we've moved through our course curriculum. Her patient and thoughtful approach to her coursework has allowed her to develop a deep understanding of our material. What makes it even more special is that she carries that knowledge with her into her other classes and extracurriculars. I could not believe it when Ms. Shepard told me that she wrote her research paper this year about the importance of teaching American history in our schools. Talk about a woman after my own heart. I truly have enjoyed working with her as we've tackled wars, politics, and societal change. I am truly going to miss teaching her history and hope that we can continue to talk about it next year in advisory. This year's recipient of the Ergel History Award is Ms. Savannah Jane Peeler.
Good evening.
all the things we ask our students to do at the day school, the thing that probably causes the most anxiety is public speaking. And standing here right now, I kind of get that vibe too. Which is a real shame, because our Griffins, as we've seen tonight, are really good at public speaking. From exhibition in lower school, to TED Talks and projects in middle school, to the upper school, where we have the Envirothon, Ethics Bowl, Youth in Government, Seminar. There are many, many opportunities for our students to practice the skill of public speaking. Now, I say opportunities, but really we make them do it. And most students don't really enjoy the experience. But this year's recipient of the Speech and Debate Award really genuinely seems to enjoy public speaking and excels at it. Ms. McGrath, Ms. Sullivan, and myself have really enjoyed the 4 years this student has been with us in Youth in Government. In that time, he has won the Outstanding Bill not once, but twice. And that bill recognizes not just delivery of an eloquent speech, but also meticulous research and writing of that speech. He is a cool, confident speaker, one-on-one, in the classroom, and to a group. He has the unique ability of being able to formulate a thought and articulate it to persuade. It's my pleasure to award this year's Speech and Debate Award to Houston Johnson. Thank you, Dr. Welcome.
Linda Hudgens taught art history, developed the art history tour, and began the reference library that is now housed in DEN 602. To honor her more than 2 decades of developing the art history program, SDS created the Linda Hudgens Art History Award in 1992, awarded annually to a student with the highest average in the course. Although this year's recipient's grade is more than deserved, the better outcome of their hard work is the genuine love and enduring understanding gleaned from this foundation course. I guess what surprised me most is that whenever this student approached me regarding a few missed points on an assessment, it may have been to earn back those points, but more often, it was to understand better what concept or idea was missed. This thirst to know why, rather than how just to fix a grade, will serve you positively in the years to come. On our special studies trip this year, your biggest complaint was that we did not spend enough time in the museums. Seeing as Yale has a pretty amazing campus museum, I think this student can steal back some uninterrupted time in their college schedule to chill with some art. Your classmates will agree. Your capacity to remember obscure dates is to be envied. To honor this, I have purchased this book in your honor. It's called Art Equals. It's Discovering the Infinite Connections in Art. A copy will be held in the Art History Library for future historians to peruse, as well as a second copy for your light summer reading. I will miss you dearly. This book makes those obscure facts that we like to laugh about and a lot of our common bonds about all things data come to life. I know we'll keep in touch. Congratulations to this year's recipient of the Art History Award, Kayla Jabb. This one requires, it can become bad, right, a little bit. Displayed throughout the halls of our campus, the Nancy Corbin Permanent Art Collection is ever-changing as new work is added each year. Started in the 1980s, the collection was renamed in 2018 to honor Nancy Corbin, former upper school art teacher and curator of the collection. Today, the collection holds 163 works of art from students and professional artists. Watching this year's recipient clean out her corner shelf in 608 was heart-wrenching, to say the least. Over the past 4 years, I have watched her grow to understanding and excelling that to be an artist requires a lot of experimentation, process, and the ever-dreaded revision to accomplish one's vision. This spring, she completed her second AP portfolio and further extended her visual voice in this process. She is constantly evolving, and her work shows a natural understanding of narrative and its centrality to her work. Her impressive work this year explored her keen ability to capture both the beauty and dark side of what it means to be an Iranian-American woman. Simply said, her images are from the heart. Sarah Madani, you're one of the most dedicated artists in the studio, and you're now number 164 in the Nancy Corbin Permanent Art Collection.
The Class of 75 Spirit Award is given annually to an upper school student demonstrating enthusiasm for school activities, positive participation in school life, leadership in school activities, and initiative in creating school spirit. Like the DET Award, it is determined by the vote of the entire SDS faculty, lower through upper school. This year's recipient is a Griffin lifer, having been with us since 4K. In all that time, she has demonstrated a love for the school and for our community. With great enthusiasm, she supports her fellow Griffins, be it on the athletic field, at arts events, or in the classroom. She has always given her all when she pulls on an SDS soccer jersey and has most recently taken her passion for school spirit to new, often very brightly coloured heights, as one of the leaders of the School Spirit Club. For her love of being a Griffin and her love for her fellow Griffins, whenever and wherever needed, would Ebby Stilley please come forward to receive the Class 75 Spirit Award. We're now going to make a special presentation, which is not actually on the program. And to do that, I'm going to invite our Dr. Owens, Ms. Sullivan, and Ms. Wisniewski.
The Joan Toby Bella Vita Award recognizes a graduating senior who, through the participation in day school life, has demonstrated the same love for living as Joan. It is awarded to a student who participates in a multitude of activities, excelling at many, but enjoying all. It recognizes a student with a natural curiosity about the way the world and the people in it work, and recognizes a willingness to do new things, even when they are difficult, because those things make life more interesting. The award also recognizes a student whose actions have shown a belief that the betterment of our community matters, and that caring for and helping others is at the very core of living a bella vita, a beautiful life.
Italian.
With my southern accent.
The recipient of this inaugural award, like Ms. Toby, has had a positive impact on practically every aspect of SDS life. She's a leader of 3 varsity sports teams, even juggling the commitments of 2 sports in 1 season. She's a vital contributor to the band, playing piano and clarinet, sometimes both instruments in the same musical number. She also has made our community better through her 4-year dedication to Honor Council, Astra Interact, and SGA. Finally, she demonstrates a love of learning in and out of the classroom, soaking up all the material in her many, many AP courses and engaging in inquiry and discovery through summer lab research at Converse. Ms. Toby herself says about this recipient, "The thing I love about her most is her sense of humor. She is so much fun to be around. That can be hard in a calculus class. But she has just a sharp sense of humor about her that makes the experience better for all of us." Coincidentally, this recipient's first name is also derived from the same Latin word as vita. Her name means alive or lively, and aptly so. We are pleased to present the Joan Toby Bella Vita Award to Vivian Gilman.
Can I give it to Vivian? Yeah. All right.
There's another one in here. And we got you. Oh, we're coming in.
There's some nice plants. Mr. Deans will now present the Cum Laude Awards.
Before presenting the awards, you can't help but be inspired by your passion, your intellect, your inspiration, and the combination of the inspirers to your inspiration makes tonight a really special night. So thank you, faculty, and thank you, students, both seniors and juniors. The highest academic award that the day school can bestow is membership in the Cum Laude Society. The Cum Laude Society, modeled on Phi Beta Kappa, was established in 1906 to recognize and encourage scholarship among secondary school students. Charters were granted only to those institutions judged to be of superior academic quality, and the society today boasts a membership of 380 schools. Our chapter of the Cum Laude Society, established in 1968, just celebrated its 55th anniversary and stands as the oldest chapter in the state of South Carolina. Each chapter of the Cum Laude Society may elect members on the basis of academic excellence. Former cum laude inductees may elect not more than 20% of the senior class, nor more than 10% of the junior class. Last year, the society elected from the class of 2023, Nani Awan, Arena Inwika, Vivian Gilman, Cam Srivastava, and Caleb Zhao. Would these students please come forward? And now, would the newly elected members of the class of 2023 please come forward to receive their pins when I call their names? Alex Cothran, William Cothran, Houston Johnson, Emily Ledford, and Roman Benito. Would the following juniors newly elected from the class of 2024 also come forward for pins. Emma Bridges, Rose Harmon, Tressa Green, and Andre Nguyen. Congratulations to the current and the newly inducted members of the Cum Laude Society.
It is tradition to thank the student body officers from the current senior class, as well as welcome the next year's leaders. I'd like to invite SGA leader Jillian Sorrenti to the podium to lead the next section.
Good evening. It was an honor and a privilege to be the faculty advisor for student government this year. Students who are involved in student government are ones who want their voices heard and their classmates to have a rewarding upper school experience. The leaders of our student government set the tone for the year, and this year's student body leaders set out to have a fulfilling school year. Cam, Vivian, and Will all led with their individual, quiet, yet purposeful nature. No matter what they each had going on during a busy senior year, their dependability was always present. From the day-to-day of running assembly each morning, dismissing everyone from assembly with a go to school, assembly notes emailed promptly each morning, keeping our monthly student government meetings efficient and effective, updating the monthly whiteboard calendar with important dates, opening all school assemblies with their remarks, and everything in between, Cam, Vivian, and Will balanced it all with calm and grace. We all thank you each for your leadership this year, and we will miss you in the halls next year, but it is time to take your talents to the next level. I would like for the three of them to come up before they pass the torch to next year's leaders.
You can sit down, Will. Vivian and I truly have been honored to represent you guys this year as student body leaders. First, I want to take a moment to thank Vivian, who I was fortunate enough to have as my VP. I'm always impressed by how she's able to take things as they come.
And thank you, Cam, for all your hard work this year. Also, we wanted to acknowledge Ms. Sorrenti, our SGA advisor, who is a tremendous supporter for us all. She works tirelessly behind the scenes so we can have social events that we enjoy throughout the year.
We'd also be remiss if we didn't thank Will for serving as secretary. We could always count on his spot-on and timely emails, and yes, his arrival to assembly at 8:32 a.m. every morning.
And lastly, to all the other student government representatives, you each played a crucial role this year, and we relied and counted on you, your support.
Now we're ready to pass the torch to your new student body president and VP, Tressa and Drake. As I'm sure you all know by now, Tressa has been in student government for all her time in high school and is seasoned in all aspects of the job, and she's joined by a fantastic and super down-to-earth and friendly partner in Jake. We know that both Tressa and Jake will do a great job. So Tressa and Jake, please come up so Vivian and I can now pass the torch to you.
Hey everyone, with this school year over, I hope everyone is enjoying the transition into summer and had fun at prom last night. I can't believe the juniors are now rising seniors. However, when one grade leaves, another one rises. Next school year, we will miss our seniors, but we can't wait for them to be celebrated at graduation in the morning. Our grade in the class of 2023 have always been very close, so next year will definitely feel different without them. We are so excited to see what each of you will achieve next year.
Thank you, Cam, Vivian, and Will, for your leadership and trusting Jake and me to continue on your footsteps. Harvard, Princeton, and the Naval Academy are very fortunate to have you join them. Next year, with the help of SGA, we plan to focus on building our day school community through monthly events that hopefully everyone will enjoy. We will continue beloved SDS traditions and introduce new ones, such as movie night, trivia night, and of course, dodgeball.
Trez and I are arranging to work with the Spirit Club to promote school spirit and continue to increase attendance at school events with fun themes. Also, we intend to make morning assemblies more entertaining by including music and jokes.
With the foundation started by Cam and Vivian, we will continue building the mentorship program, which will help connect rising freshmen and new students to our day school community. We're super excited for next year, but until then, everyone have a great summer.
Almost there. Before we begin the final stage of the ceremony, I'd like to invite our speech and debate recipient, Houston Johnson, back to the podium for a special presentation.
Mrs. Deans, on behalf of the class of 2023, we would like to thank you for your leadership for the past 11 years at Spartanburg Day School. Under your leadership, students have thrived as you have cultivated our individual gifts, encouraged us to reach our potential through our intellectual development, sports, and the arts. Under your leadership, we were given confidence at an early age through public speaking. You have developed a learning environment that teaches the whole child through rigorous but inclusive education. Your warmth has embraced us with love and encouragement. For this, we are truly grateful. Today, we celebrate our class's many successes as we embark on our next educational chapter, and we could not have done it without you. Thank you for your service at Spartanburg Day School. We wish you all the best in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Houston, and thank you all for being here this evening with us. I look forward to seeing many of you tomorrow at graduation beginning at 9 in the senior courtyard. Seniors, a few reminders. You need to be here at 7:40. Make sure you meet us in the chorus room. Please arrive dressed in your semi-formal attire and bring your caps, gowns, and tassels. Now is the time to mark the passing of the torch from one senior class to the next. Would the class of 2023 please come forward and stand on the floor in the front of the stage? Not much room. Just squeeze in. And would the class of 2024 please move forward and take their place standing in the front rows. I would ask that we now all offer a round of applause to celebrate those who will be graduating tomorrow and those who, after today, will officially begin their senior year. And now would everyone rise so that the class of 2023 can lead us in the singing of the Alma Mater, which is printed on the back of the programs, which will conclude our ceremony. Yes, please do.